Hi, I'm Clyde Martin, owner of Tread Stairways.
And I'm Tom Keifer, senior craftsman.
Tell us about this crazy project in the background here. What is this slide, and how long did it take you guys to build this?
Well, there's about 65 ways to describe this thing, but I'm going to start by saying it's 252 layers of white oak that we sandwiched together, glued and screwed. There's 10 layers, 10 screws in each layer, so that's 2,000 to 3,000 screws. Lots of glue. We got a call last October. A contractor in Raleigh, North Carolina, asked if we could come up with a price on. He had a set of plans, and we came up with a proposal to build one or two slides. He decided on one. There's two levels, or actually three levels in the house. 14,000 square foot house. But so we after a while he sent us a down payment. We got a couple big units of white oak in here, and took us about roughly 3 months to put it together from start to finish.
Wow. And how many of you guys were working on this?
So Tom and I were working on the shaping, like building and shaping, but we have 2 or 3 other guys that were helping when we were doing the blanks. So the first stage is just gluing up the 1 3/4 inch thick white oak blanks for the CNC to cut them out, and then the next stage is stack laminating those together.
Wow.
So.
And you said it's about almost 36 feet long?
Yeah, it depends a little how you measure on a curve, but yeah, between 35, 36 feet, right in there. If you measure on the outside, it's over 37 feet. So
wow.
The one side of it is, because it's a curve, if we put a tape measure around the outside, it's 6 feet longer than if you put a tape measure around the inside. So that's we're the driest state or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona is known for its low humidities. North Carolina, not so much. So what's going to happen, since this side, the wood is going to expand equally when it gets east of the Mississippi or wherever that is where it starts getting really wet. But basically this slide is going to, it's going to grow about approximately 1 to 2 inches in length when it's back there. So what's going to happen is, because this side is longer than this side, this is going to grow more, which means the slide is going to go like this. These 2 legs of the slide are going to turn in. So I build it exaggerated where it's turned out, so that hopefully I hit the target, I get it installed, get it bolted to the wall, and it's gonna, once it's bolted to the wall in a house that's climatized, I'm not too worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the interval between taking it here, putting it in the trailer, and installing it there. That's it.
Yeah. And so when are you guys taking this over there?
So we are leaving, let me see, we're installing on the 17th, which means we're leaving on the 14th, Monday the 14th. We're gonna be driving back, actually my family and I, and then we have one of my guys from here is flying back to help us install, and another friend of mine that used to work for me in California occasionally in the stair business is going to, he lives in Tennessee now. He's going to drive 10 hours because he wants to get in on the fun of installing this with us.
Yeah. It's going in a big truck, or is
no, it's going in a 16-foot enclosed trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So we've built several of these similar like this now. And basically what we've found the best, we build the bottom section, the lowest section of slide just as long as we can that it still fits in the trailer. Then the top 2 sections, that in this case ended up being half of the slide. We put a series of 7 bolts where it's going to be taken apart here probably on Monday, and then put back together at the job site. So basically half of the slide is going in the trailer first, and then the 2 top sections we built smaller because we're going to be using a sort of beam lift on a hand crank kind of a situation that we rent for installing these at the job site, and it just makes it a little easier to handle if we don't want something too big hanging on that lift. inside of the house as we're installing it. So yeah, it's gonna go in 3 pieces.
Wow, that's crazy. And so in like the history of top Tread Stairways, where does this fall in like length and size? Is it one of the biggest you've made, or?
So this is the biggest curved stair I made. I made one straight slide. I'm sorry, the biggest curved slide I made. I made one straight slide that was 45 feet long. That I think you guys maybe did a video on. That filled a semi-trailer up basically, and we took that back to Springfield, Illinois, to basically a children's hospital there.
Wow.
And of course I flew back and tried it out then.
Yeah.
I didn't install it. I was working for a big builder and he installed it, and then I went back and checked it out later. So.
And Tom, do you kind of want to talk about how your sanding process went? Because Clyde just said you spent over a month on this.
Yeah. As you can see, it's all stacked, but it doesn't stack exactly square. If you can see here how offset it is, every board is off just a little bit. So it's my job to get everything nice and smooth using a grinder with a shaping wheel and a couple of belt sanders that I tweaked a little bit so I can get the smoothness, and go through 36 grit, 40 grit, 60 grit, 80 grit. So it's multiple processes, the same thing over and over again.
How long does it normally take you to sand a slide? Was this one significantly longer because of the
Yes,
length?
this is the biggest slide that I've worked on, and with the curve, it's quite a bit more difficult. I did sand that slide, the straight one that went to Texas, hickory slide, but it was straight and flat, really easy. This one is quite challenging, not only with the shape of the slide, but also the elevation. It's hard to get up there on a ladder, run a belt sander.
Yeah, it's really, really nicely done. So great job to you guys. Is there anything else you want to add about this really cool slide?
Hope they like it.
Yeah. You know, this is basically one of the parts that we stack up. As I said, we ended up with, what did I say, 253, I believe, of these. Yeah.
Wow.
We've done enough of these. We're starting to get a system down. We have 2 others that we just did, one in California, another back in Virginia. Just submit a bid for this week. We don't have any, we're not contracted for any other slides right now, but this is the 3rd one that we built this year. So, and I joke with my guys, I'm like, one of these days we're gonna stop building stairs and only build slides. So it's just a joke.
Perfect.
I'd have to rename my company because I'm Top Tread Stairways. And everyone comes in here, they're like, hey, you need to call it Clyde Slides. You know, I'm like, hey, that would work.
That's a good name.
But I'm too busy to change my business name now, so I'll have to worry about that later.
No worries. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Oh.